That's I think what gets lost in the sauce a little bit is the longevity portion when we talk about certain players, certain teams, certain athletes. It is you're talking about being bored with winning. It's really hard to maintain that level
It
of
is.
intensity and competitiveness. Like it's one of the reasons that LeBron is so great. I have refused literally, and people will be like, you said this in 2017 when you played against him." Well, no, I was playing against him. Of course, I said he was the best player ever. I refuse to get into the GOAT debate. I don't care. They didn't play against each other. I do not care. What makes him great, well, a bunch of things, but what has made him great is the fact that he's done it now for 21 years at the highest level. Like, you talk about scoring, that's great. So one guy averaged 35 a year. Yeah, LeBron's never averaged 35 in a year. Guess what? He's averaged 25 or more for 20 straight years. No one's had more than 15 of those years. Like that to me is he's a scorer. But again, it looks differently. He plays differently. So it's all in the eye of the beholder.
LeBron is great to me because he's always done it the right way. When I played with LeBron, he was the greatest young leader I've ever seen.
Man, stop stealing stuff from my podcast,
No,
man.
he was. No, like, cause no, cause when I mean, listen, I know he was, and I'm such a dominant personality. Like, I'm the guy that no matter what team I'm going to, this is my, give what nobody says. But when I got there, like, he just ran it so perfectly. The way he treated the guys, the way he treated the organization, the way he was coached, the way he looked out for guys. Like, I don't even have to do nothing. And, we definitely had a chance to win. We were in first the whole year, and Big Baby with his wild broke my hand. I had to be out for 6 weeks, and we came out and lost to Boston. I wish I wouldn't have had that absence away from LeBron, but he was one of the greatest young leaders that I've always seen. So he will always be in that conversation. The only thing I don't like about the conversation is they don't put my boy's name in it. You're right. I don't give a who either. But if you're gonna be throwing names around, you got to have my boy's name in it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Dwight?
That's like, huh? Yeah, Dwight. That's like that's like saying what are the best luxury cars out there, Lexus or a Beamer? You got to put the Mercedes in there too.
Yeah.
Just I don't like. I'm with you. I don't give. I
I
don't care.
truly don't.
But Mike, LeBron, or Kobe, now y'all debate. That's that's all I say about it.
I think it's fair to just say there are different tiers of greatness. And you could, by the way, like I think it's fair even to be like, who's your Mount Rushmore? Who's your four greatest, or who's your five greatest? Who's your 10 greatest, whatever it may be. Like we're nitpicking. By the way, a lot of times we're comparing eras, we're comparing different rules, we're comparing the fact that look, like I'll say this with Michael Jordan, and I don't mean this to be controversial, but like everybody talks about all these the context of this era. Michael Jordan, the Dallas Mavericks were added as the 23rd team in 1981. Jordan was drafted during his heyday. Six teams were added to the NBA. There were 90 players added to the NBA. Like that does that not water down? I'm not talking playoffs, by the way. No chance we're talking playoffs. Does that not water down the regular season to a degree? You lived it. You lived it, right? You
Yeah,
played against some of those teams. You played against the Bobcats, right? When they first came out.
yeah.
Like, if we add two teams in 2 or 3 years, we get a Vegas franchise or a Seattle franchise. You're not telling me that the league for a little bit is going to be a little watered down?
Maybe a little bit.
Hold on. I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. And I'm sure you've talked about this before. This is for my own curiosity. The aura of MJ at that time, your rookie year, he's coming off a championship. Matter of fact, he's coming off two championships. Sorry. He's coming off the Dream Team. He's at the peak of MJ. What is it like just being on the floor with him, man?
I don't know what God looks like. It's like seeing God.
Really?
Yeah, because I went to a couple NBA games and as a youngster wasn't really impressed. San Antonio watching David Robinson. David Robinson impressed me a little bit, but the stuff that he did on TV, and then you see it in real life, it's like, oh my God, it's really real. Like he came at me like one of the first players of the game, and in my mind, I was like, I'm not getting dunked on. So I tried to meet him early, slipped by me, I bumped him, and he still did that, and he laid it up off and the crowd went crazy. I was like this guy's real. But it also gave me confidence because he was killing us. He was killing Nick and those guys, but he came up for screen one time and he shot it. I didn't block it, but I was there. I was like, if I can get up early and maybe jump a little higher, go a little harder, maybe I can get it. So in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. I know I wasn't as good as him, and then jealousy motivates me. Like my basketball career, I don't know about your career, but it wasn't that good in high school. Number one high school player. Okay, in college, number one college player. Now you're in the league and you got all these guys ahead of me. I want the spots. Why is everybody Magic Johnson? Oh, the smiles a lot. Oh, these big men that they're sucking off. Why? Ewan's mean. David Robinson runs the floor. And why do they like Mike? Because his approach to the game and he just dominant. Put it in my brain, and I'm coming after everybody's spot. That's what always motivated me to be great. But that same sense you had about playing us and playing me, that's the same thing I feel about Mike.
That's really interesting. I mean, I grew up watching 90s basketball. I grew up like watching Shaq and Penny and Kobe. Ray Allen was like my idol, right? He was my hero. So like the first time you play against these guys, you're almost just in awe. Like I'm at the point in my life like I could go meet whoever. You don't get starstruck. There's no like sense of, oh my God. But when you're 21, 22 years old and you meet and play against the people that you like had on a pedestal growing up, it's different, man. It's different.
I've said this many times. I felt like that when I played against Mike.
Really?
No, but and Ewing. And Ewing.
Why Ewing? Just because of the Hoyas?
No, so we talked about physicality, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. I wanted to be like you coming up because Magic was my guy. 6'9", 6'10", handle the ball, sweet passes. My father always like, you got to play physical like Ewing. You got to play physical like Ewing. So I started watching Ewing. Liked the way he played. He was playing mean. He had 33. I wore 33. So, idolizing him and then going to New York for the first time. But it got cut off quick because I was like, oh my God, hello, Mr. Ewing. Nice to put your hand out. Nice to play you. And he just, shut the fuck up, rookie. I'm about to butt you. So now, all that's out the window. I'm like, okay, now you're trying to punk me in front of my family. But Mike went baseline and did some and threw it under the rim and laid it in and all this. I was like, this is really real. Like, like you said, like sitting in high school and college watching that, and then when he does it to you, I was like, oh my God, it's crazy.